What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel, and today's Yu-Gi-Oh! News video, it's all about the new cards in Lightning Vortex, including a brand new Plant Link Monster and a new Paleozoic Link Monster, of all things. And a card, and a trap card that is funny. Why is that card, you may ask? Well, you're gonna find out soon enough. So let's kick this off with the brand new Plant Link Monster. And before we get to it, if you guys have not already, be sure to check out the premiere episodes of my new series, Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue and WWE's Biggest Issue. I posted the Yu-Gi-Oh one on Friday last week, and then of course WWE's Biggest Issue this past Monday. I'll be doing the WWE videos on Monday, and then the Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue on Friday. So if those are things that you guys are interested in and you want to check them out weekly, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. And also follow me on social media. The links are down below. And let's get into it. So first up, we have a bunch of ads. First up, the Plant Link Monster, which is called Bang Halenses of the Samsaric Cycle. It is a light plant link monster. It's a light attribute, link 4 plant with 2500 attack, and its link arrows are top, left, right, bottom, and it requires 2 or more plant monsters. You can only use either this card's name's first or second effects per turn, and only once that turn. So it's basically, if you guys don't know what that means, once per turn and only once that turn, it means hard once per turn, meaning you can use it once per turn, but you can only use it during that turn only. So, if that makes sense. During your main phase, as a quick effect, you can target and one effect monster your opponent controls. You take damage equal to that monster's attack, and if you do, return that monster to the hand. So, what's interesting about that effect, it's basically a reverse. I guess it's kind of like a giant Trune, but for your opponent's monsters, and you're taking damage. So it's kind of like what you call it, the field spell Black Garden, where you're taking damage. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting card. And then its second effect says, if this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 2 or more link monsters from your grave whose combined link range equals 4. Special summon this card from your grave, but banish it when it leaves the field. So it has one of those effects where you can basically target 2 link monsters in your grave that have the same link rating as this card. Banish them, and then just Monster Reborn this card, but it gets banished once it leaves the field. So if you were to link this off into something like, say a Boral Sword, if you will, it gets banished. So in other words, if you want to continue to use its first effect or even its second effect, if you want, you can basically, the one card that you can use to bring it back from the banish zone would probably either have to be either Pot of Acquisitiveness, where it takes 3 cards from the banish pile, puts them back into the deck, whether it's the main or the extra, and then you draw, I think it's 2 cards. Or you can also use DDR, Different Dimension Reincarnation, to summon it. But of course too, with effects like this, hand traps. So probably Ghost Ogre will probably be a card that can negate it, but still, it's a pretty decent card. I probably wouldn't use it just because you don't want to deal yourself damage. You want to deal your opponent damage. So that's the only downside. All right, you guys. The next one up is actually a brand new Majesticist Xyz monster, and it's called Riliona, the Magistus Glass Witch. I don't know what this one would. Let's see. It doesn't say. Huh. It doesn't say what the what the resemblance is. That's kind of interesting. So it's called Riliona, the Majesticist Glass Witch. Is a rank 4 light. It's a light attribute rank 4 spellcaster exceeds with 1,000 attack and 2,800 defense, and it requires 2 level 4 spellcasters with different attributes. You can only use this card's names first and second effects once per turn each. First effect, you can detach 1 material from this card, special summon a Majesticist monster from your deck. Also, you cannot special summon monster from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except Majesticist monster. So it's basically one of those cards where it locks you out of summoning other monsters except monsters of that archetype. So for instance, so with this, it locks you out of summoning any other monster but Magistus, which again is pretty good because with an effect like that, you can summon multiple multiple Magistus monsters, and then again go into the from the extra deck anyway, and then you can just go full. You would still be able to go full combo basically. The only downside to that one, because that you're special summoning a Majesticist monster from your deck, the big issue is obviously I think Ash Blossom would probably be the more optimal problem. I think Ghost Mourner would probably be another one as well, but still. Second effect, while this card is equipped to a monster, you can target an effect monster your opponent controls, negates effects until the end of the turn. So it's basically, so I guess it's kind of like an infinite impermanence with this effect. It's basically infinite impermanence, which honestly it's not too bad. It's imperm with legs, so that's pretty cool. All right, you guys. Now we have another card that's kind of weird, but it's kind of cute, I guess. It's called Otoshi Damashi. Okay, Otoshi Damashi is how it's pronounced. O-T-O Shidamashi. It is a Earth attribute 1-star beast tuner, so we're finally getting more tuner support. With 1,000 attack and defense, and its second effect is a once per turn. If you control a non-tuner monster, your opponent cannot target this card for attacks. Yeah, it basically has its own like mirror wall, so to speak. And I'm sure so glad that that Link Cross is banned, because its second effect is basically token summoning. If a monster is sent from the field to the opponent's grave, place 1 Otoshi Damashi counter on this card. Then special summon Otoshi Damashi tokens, which is a 1-star Earth Beast with no attack and defense, up to the number of counters on this card. Increase the level of those tokens by the number of counters on this card, and their attack and defense is multiplied by 500. It's 500 multiplied the same amount. I get it. So it's basically like number 64, Ronin Raccoon Sundayu, where you can summon a token and it gains not just levels but also attack and defense. So that's actually really cool. They put a note here that says this card's name is a play on Otoshi Dama, which in parentheses here it says New Year's present, usually play money for kids in Asian countries. The kanji reads Fallen Soul. It's an otter because the kanji can be read Rakon, essentially Otteron. So that's kind of cool. So it's based off of a play in Japan. So in several Asian countries. That's kind of cool. Yeah, token spamming makes you glad that Link Cross is banned. Dare I say more? Absolutely not. Alright, you guys. There are still more cards to be talked about. And this one is actually involving Lavels. Yes, Lavels is getting support. Shockingly enough. I wouldn't be surprised if Lavalval Chain came back and it got an errata, which honestly, yeah. Probably not. this next card is called Explosive Birth of the Flame Champion. It's a normal spell, and it says target 2 fire monsters with 200 defense in your grave, 1 tuner and a non-tuner, banish both, and if you do, special summon a fire synchro from your extra with a level equal to the total levels of those banished monsters. So it's basically like what's that one card? I'm trying to remember. That one trap card. Urgent Tuning. It's basically Urgent Tuning, but in spell form. Obviously, too, again, hand traps are gonna be the ultimate problem, especially now, given the fact that Call by the Grave is banned. Well, not banned. Not banned. Excuse me. Is limited to 1, but but in some decks there is a way you can stop hand traps, as long as you have the correct cards. So if you have, so I think Dimension Shifter would be another good one. But what I would do is I would mix Silent Graveyard with possibly something like DD Crow, where I get or something like that. Combos like those can stop hand traps in their tracks. Another thing that can also help as well is Mind Drain, which is a continuous trap card that was short printed in Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy. Yes, that card can stop hand traps. A lot of people don't know it can stop hand traps. So that being said, the next card here, we have the new Lavalval boss monster, I guess. It is called Volvo Xlord. It's an 8-star fire. It's a fire attribute 8-star warrior synchro, 2900 attack and 200 defense, and it requires a tuner and a non-tuner fire, so it has to work with fire decks. So basically, like, obviously Lavals. I think Jurax would be another good one. What's that one other archetype? Volcanics as well. I've heard rumors that somebody actually built a very competitive volcanic deck. So if you guys know about that, let me comment below. Let me know in the comments below. So let's see here. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn. When your opponent activates a monster effect in the hand or on the field as a quick effect, you can destroy that monster, and if you do, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. So it's basically another card that can stop hand traps. So if you were to act, so if you have this card on field and you activated that spell, and your opponent activated a hand trap, this card can automatically negate it and deal them damage. So that right there is just really good on its own. If this synchro summoned monster is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can special summon up to 3 non-synchro fire monsters with 200 defense from your grave and defense, but their effects are negated. So so it's another one of those negate. One of those Monster Reborn negate effects where you can't activate their card effects, but you're allowed to use them to synchro and whatnot. So it's another one of those cards. So not too shabby, not too shabby with that. I don't think it's gonna be that good, but only time will tell. Only time will tell. So we do have a couple other cards that I do want to talk about, and yeah, there's actually how many cards we have? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have that naughty card basically, and the name of the card is called Booby Game. You heard me right, Booby Game. Judging by the artwork of the card, it seems as if it works in conjunction with the Live Twin archetype. And its second effect is a once per turn. Its first effect says, if a monster battles during damage cal, you take no battle damage from that battle. So it's basically another form of it's basically another form of like of defense draw where you take no damage, but you're not but with where you don't take any damage, but you're not getting the +1. Second effect: if this set card you control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect and sent to your grave, you can target up to 2 normal traps in your grave, except this card, set them to your field. They can be activated this turn. So yeah, basically it's another form of, I guess, red reboot, so to speak, but it works with your deck, not with your set, not your opponent's. Again, hand traps, and Mind Drain is the only card that can stop it. I'm not saying anything more about that card just because of the fact that it's a very very volatile name, so to speak. Alright, so Paleos, I guess, are gonna be back up and running again. We have a new Paleozoic Link monster, and it's called Paleozoic Cambroroster. It is a water attribute, Link to Agua, with 1200 attack, and its links are top and bottom. It requires 2 Paleozoics. Second and third effects are once per turn. First effect says unaffected by other monster effects. Broken. Just absolutely broken on its own. Second effect, you can target a face-down card in a spell or trap zone. In a spell and trap zone, send it to the grave. And if you do, set 1 Paleozoic trap directly from your deck. So obviously, and if you do that, it can't be activated this turn. So obviously, you're going to want to go after Dinomyscus, which Dinomyscus is a lot better than some of the other Paleo traps. So yeah. If a face-down card or cards you control would be destroyed by card effect, you can banish this card from your field or grave instead. So it's another form of Return of the Dragon Lords, where you can prevent your cards from being destroyed. Are Paleos going to be broken again? Most likely. They're most likely going to be broken again with that card, but it's probably going to get limited or probably banned at some point, but we'll see. So if you guys remember the Security Force archetype that I talked about a while back, I think I did. We have a few new cards for them, and the first one here is Security Force Dog Tag, which is a light attribute 5-star machine, 1600 attack, 2100 defense. For the first effect of this card saying can only be used once per turn. If your opponent normal or special summons a monster while you control a Security Force monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Another form of Cyber Dragon, basically. It's Cyber Dragon, basically. During your main phase, your opponent's monster or monsters in the same column as a Security Force monster you control cannot activate their effects. Imperm. Infinite Impermanence. Literally, it's Cyber Dragon, Infinite Impermanence in one card, basically. Dare I say more? Absolutely not. It's just that broken. But again, the only problem is that it could be effects like those can easily be negated. And then next up, we actually have Security Force Edge Laser, 4-star Dark Attribute Cybers effect monster, 1500 attack, 1300 defense. First effect can only be used once per turn. If this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon a Security Force monster from your hand in attack position except this card. So it's another, it's another form of Cyber Dragon where you can summon a card from your hand, basically. Oh, no, it's Solid Soldier, where if you normal summon it, you can special summon a Security Force, you can summon another monster from your hand, so that's really good. Monsters you broke controls in the same column as Security Force monsters you control cannot be used as material for Link 3 or higher monsters, basically preventing your opponent from summoning Borlsword. That's basically what it does. It prevents your opponent from summoning Borlsword. That's how broken it really is. Damn. And then, of course, we have the trap card for them, which is called Security Force Chase. And I believe it has IP Masquerena on it, which is kind of funny. And the caption is saying, add IP Masquerena to the list of enemies to public safety. That's pretty funny. So it's called Security Force Chase. Both of its effects are once per turn. Target face-up card to your opponent controls up to the number of Security Force monsters you control with different names. Return them to the owner's hand. So it's basically a form of, I guess giant Trune, so to speak, where you're bumping cards back to the hand, which is really good. The only downside to it, though, again, is the fact that you have to watch out for cards like Judgment, Warning, Strike, those types of cards. Those are very deadly. We all know. And then the second effect says if a Security Force monster you control would banish a card from the hand to activate its effect, you can banish the card from your grave instead. So it's another form of Return of the Dragon Lords again, which that card can stop cards in their tracks. But guys, that's gonna do it for this video. That is pretty much all for this video. Question of the day: what are you guys' thoughts on the new Paleozoic Link monster? And will Paleos be broken again with the Link monster now in the fray? Let me know in the comments below. And that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button if you guys are new to the channel and you guys love seeing these news videos for WWE and for Yu-Gi-Oh! Definitely hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links will be down in the description. And don't forget to check out episode 2 of my new series, Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, which gets posted every Friday. And then of course WWE's Biggest Issue gets posted every Monday. So make sure you guys watch them. Very, very intriguing to say the very least. And on that, this is your boy Nash signing out.